Welcome to the Rotary Club of Edina. My name is Joe Hayes and I am your president. We have got a great meeting with two special guests. Ivo and Sam are going to talk about their experience here as exchange students and about their homes, which we're very excited about. We also will be honoring Dr. Dash as a major donor. Our meeting team today, Barbara Bourne was at the front desk and will do guest intro. Meeting guests and hosts was all of you. Greeter and invocation, David Kleins. David, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Greeter and thank you to the speakers, Dr. Stephen Vieker. Joe Hayes. Speaker introduction, Heather Hansen. Photographer, Kayla. And our AV team of Laskowski, Blake, and Wilson. Sounds like a good law firm. Our birthdays this month, Ken Larson, Les Jones, Mike Norman, Brad Pearson. Brad, it's tomorrow, right, Brad? Oh, yeah. Paul Moody, Will Stinky, Axel Stewart, Chris Laskowski, Gary Pedersen, Bob Hildreth, David Ossie, Kelly Burnett, Sandy Sly, me, Gregory Rich, and Michael Stanzik. March anniversaries. Gosh, look at those numbers. Isn't that great? George Lancaster. George blew out his shoulder. He wiped out on the ice. What a shock, huh? In this world. Andy Finsness. Skip Thomas, 29 years. You're almost there, Skip. Susan Stiles, 22. Josh Sprague. Mark Jessen. Mary Swenson. Kip Peterson. Mike Eckhart. Jack Kennefick. Sam Thompson. Susan Thompson. Susan Johnson. Kayla. Ross. Teresa Halverson. Toshi. Scott Blake. And Julie Westbrook. This has got to be the biggest month for our anniversaries. Hopefully we'll be able to grow on that. We would like Paul Moody and Kayla to come up front, please.
Yes, I do.
All right. Kayla and I here are to announce the winners of the bowling event this last week. It was a great time. There were 6 teams. Well, one team is on double secret probation, and there's an investigation, so they were taken out of.
I just came up to get my prize.
Not yet. You'll be up here. So it was a great event. Kayla did a great job of organizing. We all had a great time. I think there were 30 bowlers, and it was a wonderful time. So do you want to announce the?
Sure. So a huge shout out to Paul Moody for putting the teams together and then having to reorganize the teams at the last minute because we had people that didn't come, people that came. So thank you for everything. And also the excellent scorekeeping. So number 3 team, if you're here, please come up and get your certificate. Jeff O. and Allie O. Michael Stanzik, John Credelli, and me. Number 3 team, that's not bad.
Way to go.
Where'd they go?
No.
Sure.
No,
You don't get to speak.
Sit down.
All right. Number 2 team was Shelley Loberg, Lindsay Smaka, Jennifer Hendrickson, Nancy Slice,
Thank you.
and Jerry Norton.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Number 1.
And you are.
He's good.
My wife.
Oh, you're getting for your wife?
Nancy doesn't have one here, I don't think.
Thank you.
Okay, well,
We'll email it to you.
I was running out of ink.
Okay. All right.
and the winning team.
And the winning team, drum roll, was Sonia Tingen, Sam Thompson, Lisa Walker,
And Gage.
Gage Walker, and Timmy Harr. And then you can announce the high score.
All right. Well, and you gotta get your fiance to come out of his shell a little bit too.
I know.
He's very shy. And then we have two other things. The highest score, Sam. Oh yeah. Do we have is this for Sam?
Yeah.
High score. You get the high score award with a 152. And we don't like to announce low score, but we will. Allie O. So Jeff, you can let Allie know that she won the low score award. We won't say what the number is. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. That was a great event. A lot of fun. We got the Hayes family there with Steve, and you got Mark Jessen bearing down. And look at, couldn't quite catch Sam in a clear picture how fast he bowled with that aerodynamic new look he's got. Lots of photo bombing going on. Not sure what Michael's doing there. Highest score. So, please stand for the invocation and pledge. David Kleins.
Wow, look at those. So I did bowl, and my first frame I got a 3, and then things got a little worse from there. But I had a lot of fun. But thank you, God, that we are able to gather today. Thank you that you are with us. Help us all realize you are here. Thank you for this special organization where we can reach out and serve above ourselves, where we're fed in spirit by our actions, and hopefully we touch the hearts of others. Thank you for the young people that are here today. Help them realize that no matter what social media and all of the things that they feel like they have to live up to are telling them, each and every one of them are wonderful, and don't forget that. We are blessed that you're here, and we want you to fly in your futures. Thank you, Sam and Evo, that you're going to speak. Remember, you're speaking to your family, and we love you, so relax. It's a special day to have all these youth here, and we are very grateful. Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So, over here it says, is it true? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? That's it. Okay.
We have a lot of guests today. I'm going to start with Kaylin Idness. You want to introduce your guest, Kaylin?
At the Chamber Social event at the Westin last week, I told her how much I love Rotary and all of you, and so she was happy to come check out the club. And she's just going to tell you a quick snippet about what she does.
Hi everyone, Nikki Alter with Field Talent Partners, and looking to get involved in the community. I just launched my business focused on being a talent partner for small businesses and startups. Because talent is so hard to find these days, so looking to partner and really looking to help make an impact in the community here. Thank you.
Dr. Dash, your wife is here. You have a guest. You want to introduce your wife? Or we can just do it later at your presentation if you like. Kaplana Dash, Dr. Dash's wife. I have a guest. My guest is a former colleague and current relatively new Edina resident, Aaron Hurley.
He wants to introduce his wife. What do you want to say?
Introducing my wife, Kalpana. So we might have seen in some other occasion. So she is coming this time for a special occasion.
Welcome, Mrs. Dash. David Klein, you have a guest and several students with you.
Yeah, I have. I hope I can remember everybody. For starters, where's Alice? Alice, could you please stand up? So we have this group of wonderful students here today, and last night I met one of my friends. It turns out Alice is also an exchange student from Italy, and she's here as a senior in Edina High School, and she's here through a different program, but she's still wonderful. And we're really glad that she's here with us. So she's from, what town are you from in Italy?
Modena.
Thanks, that's where she's from. And the rest of my, thanks a lot, you can sit down now, Alice. Okay, now the rest of my gang here, please could you stand up? This is Renee Roos, and she's a friend I met through Wujan. She was a friend of Wujan's group of family, and she's in the Edina Realty, and she is interested in checking out Rotary, and so she's my guest today. Welcome.
Thank you.
And then you all, has anybody ever been to Patisserie Margot? Yeah, well, that's as you can see, that's one of my favorite restaurants. And Caroline here is one of the leaders of the people you'd see behind the counter. And I was telling her all about the programs for high school kids. So this is Annalyn, and this is Catherine, her kids, and I was telling them all about Camp Ryla and Camp Enterprise, and even maybe tech with my buddy Tom across the street over here. Okay, so this is the Mullen family. Thank you.
Lindsay Smaka, do you want to introduce your students, or as individually or as a group? We maybe as a group, because we have a lot more guests. I don't see that you're getting the hook though.
Yes. So I have 5 of our global scholars here from Edina High School, so I'll just let them quick introduce themselves if they have a position in the program. And yeah.
I'm Eliza. I'm the fundraising manager.
I'm Natasha.
I'm Rowan.
I'm Eloise Jones. I'm the marketing and media manager.
I'm Abid Hassan. I'm the president.
Mary Metzger, do you want to stand and introduce yourself?
Sure, yes. I moved here recently, retired, and I had a colleague years ago in Charlotte, North Carolina, who said, Mary, when you retire years from now, look into Rotary. And so I did. And I'm pleased to be here today.
Welcome, Mary. We're glad to have you. John Mazzara, do you want to introduce your guest?
Yes, thank you. I have Deb Farrow today, and she is an Edina resident with her family, and I'll let her tell you a little bit about herself and her company.
Yes, hi. My name is Deb Farrow, and I'm licensed in insurance, life and health. I work and partner with business owners and HR reps, small to mid-sized businesses on their employee benefit strategies.
Welcome, Deb. Erica Allenberg, you have a guest.
Hello, I'd like to introduce Jamal Adams, and he's he's the executive director of 826
MSP.
MSP. I was going to say Minneapolis, it's MSP. So I will let him introduce himself very, very quickly.
I'm Jamal Adam. I work with this nonprofit organization called 826 MSP. It's part of a national network of educational nonprofits, and the focus of our focus is promoting writing among college students. We're a small organization, and I'm the executive director, and I have 5 staff members. And that means I have to do everything. So I'm still learning. My background, I used to be a professor on an academic team, and I practice psychology on the side. In the weekend, Saturdays, I have 3 clients.
So it's his 3rd visit, so I'm hoping to convince him to do it.
Welcome, Jamal. And Lisa Walker, you have a guest.
I am so pleased to introduce my dear friend and business colleague, Krista Forsberg. She is a stellar agent at Keller Williams Edina office, and she is checking out our club, so everyone say hi to her and be super nice on your best behavior. Especially Paul Peterson.
It's a pleasure to be here today. I'm so excited to get to meet some of you that I've already met, and I look forward to learning more about this wonderful organization. Thank you so much for the invitation, Lisa.
Welcome, Krista. Is it anybody else? Thank you, Lisa.
Aaron Hurley, Barbara's guest today. We work together at US Bank. I joined a different wealth management firm in December of last year. Live in Edina and am pleased to be here. Thanks for having me.
Did I miss anybody? We had a lot of guests. Okay, thank you.
Announcement, we are fortunate to have Leah Blackwell favor from Northside Boxing to come and talk about the program that we've been doing. Thank you to the speaker too. Welcome, Leah.
Sure, that'd be great. Good afternoon. I'll just be fully transparent. This is kind of weird being up here. I grew up in Edina. I grew up in walking distance from here. I'd say there was times that I've been in this space for countless number of banquets, I was actually inducted into the Edina High School Athletic Hall of Fame here. Thank you. Was actually probably here numerous times uninvited, so walking home from football games to Perkins, RIP Perkins, and me and my friends plotting by the fence how to get into the golf course and kind of spend some time just looking around. So I'm going to just fast forward and connect a lot of dots here for you because this really means a lot to me, to be here, like I said, to claim Edina, to be a part of this community. I am Edina. I forever will be a cake eater. But there were some things for me growing up that were lacking. When we moved here in 1975, my mom literally went across the street to City Hall and signed us all up for every sport for every season. For me, I have three siblings. For me, sports just clicked. I would say I am an athlete through and through to my core. And one of the reasons that I appreciate athletics is because it taught me so many life lessons that I use literally in my professional life, in my parenting life, in my personal relationships to this day. So I am a firm believer that using sport for social good is really a valuable thing, particularly for young people in our community. So I did get an opportunity to take my athletic career, play basketball for the University of Minnesota. Back in the day, my girls call me a has-been. I think my name is up there over on the wall in the gym for points and records or whatever. But to me, it's beyond that. To me, basketball and sports gave me an opportunity to feel valued, to feel a part of a team, and to learn all of those lessons that I know we all know so well. I then went on to work in the social service sector. I was a dean at the Blake School for 13 years. I've been an executive director of small nonprofits that use sport for social good, racial and social equity work, and youth development. So a few years ago, doing some independent consulting, I got connected with Northside Boxing Club, who are doing some amazing things for young people. They just happen to use boxing as their hook, no pun intended. And so we allow young people to come to the gym, and when they come there, we see them. We know that they matter. And I don't care if you are a young person who has had the privilege of attending a school like the Blake School, which my daughter did, or a young person who may not have those sort of socioeconomic resources and walks into the gym. You peel back those layers, young people want to know they matter, and they want to know there's a caring adult for them in their world. When I grew up and I went to Concord, I was the only person that looked like me in the entire school. When I went to Southview, I was the only person that looked like me in the entire school. When I graduated from Edina, there was 5 other students of color out of 605. So there were some things for me that I had to figure out for myself about my own racial identity, but I had the Doug Gallaghers of the world. I had the Larry Stotts of the world. I had the Mrs. Hires of the world who said, Leah, you matter. And those relationships, to me, to this day, Pacey Irk, I can name teachers. If you're from Edina, you probably know some of these names. To me, that made me feel like I know who I am, and I was affirmed for that. That's what we do at Northside Boxing Club. Young people come into our gym, and they matter. So we really focus on mind, body, and sport, and we meet them where they're at. So developmentally, we want to make sure that they do have healthy relationships in their world. We focus on mental health issues if that's something that they need. And we focus on all of those intangibles around building healthy relationships. We also look at, sorry, I'm just going to flip through that, Joe, real quick. We also look at the body. Physical literacy, so important. We want our young people to know how to move their bodies, the importance of moving our bodies, the importance of the food that we put in there to fuel our bodies to move. So again, for us it might be boxing, but we want them to be introduced to a variety of sport because we know that the benefits will pay off. And then of course there's some kids who really take that bug and they want to become boxers. So we do have a track to train them and to help them compete at local and national tournaments. So that is kind of the through line for how we do things at Northside Boxing Club. And one of the other big pieces for us is giving young people the voice and helping them be at the table of that decision-making process for how we run the gym, the programming that we bring in. We have a youth advisory council, but I want you to hear firsthand from the young people the impact that the gym has had on their lives.
I wouldn't be the person I am today without Northside Boxing. Like, I say that a lot to myself because, like, before coming to the gym, like, I was in the streets, I was, you know, messing with the wrong crowd, doing this and doing that. But when I got here, like, I found my passion, and it was just a spark right after that.
Every day, I look around and see that's how I want to live. That's why I'm here every day. Or I try to be here every day. Grinding. That's why my teammates is here every day. They want something different.
It teaches you discipline and to respect yourself and respect others. It teaches you a lot about what's going on and what's going to happen in your future and like what's going to be waiting for you if you keep working hard.
You know, these kids can come in, I mean, they could be dealing with the world on their back. And they come in the gym, man, it's just seeing their brothers and family, they hug each other, embrace each other, and push each other to work hard and be better. See, boxing is just part of it. It's not the whole thing, it's just a part, it's a stepping stone. So we have to install the principles and discipline with them because they're gonna have to pass it on. And that's the main thing is giving back. And so that's what we build them up for so they can go and give it back and help out the same community they came from. But our movement is overcoming our struggles and becoming a conqueror. And also they give that back to help other people overcome their struggles they're going through.
Once you come in, you automatically get drawn to it. So you're going to feel it. If you're sitting by yourself, you'll feel it like everybody in here connected.
Everybody helps each other here. Everybody loves and cares for each other. And everybody, it's like a family.
See, a lot of us, you know, we're looking for somebody else to come help us. We look for this savior. Hell, come help us, come save us. We're like, you gotta save ourselves. So if each one of us grab each other and pull each other up, then that's how we're gonna grow. And this is the best feeling, is the giving back part. Because I gotta keep feeding. I gotta keep feeding because I want them to be trees. They're gonna be trees one day. People gonna have to depend on them. They gotta stand strong.
So thank you. I am so grateful for Edina Rotary's support. I'm so grateful that you took a moment to just learn a little bit more about what we do, the importance of what we do. I welcome any of you to come if you want to have a tour. We have open houses all the time, different opportunities to engage. It's important for me, as you can see, and the things that sport has led me to get here today. And it's also very important for me to stay connected with Edina. So thank you for having me. And unfortunately, I do have to leave, so I may not be able to stay around to visit. I see Mr. Carterell back there. Oh my gosh, I grew up with Amy. Boy, the stories I could tell you. So invite me back. I'd love to come and share some of those things. All right. Thank you, my friends.
Thank you, Leah. I remember all those teachers you mentioned. And my guess is when you went up to graduate, the other 4 or 5 kids were probably from the ABC program. That's correct. So,
Come a long way.
yes, yeah. Take care. Leah said her dad, George, will come and visit us also. He'll join us one of these days. So now we are going to recognize our major donor, Dr. Dash. Catherine, do you want to come up too, please? Dr. Dash was kind enough to make sure I mentioned we are introducing the Lion of the Year from South Dakota State.
Thank you.
We are honoring Dr. Sita Dash as a major donor 2, which is a donation of $25,000. He's been a member since 2018. His sponsor is Don Hutchinson. He's also a major gala sponsor for the past 5 years, totaling over $50,000 in sponsorships to our club, which funds our local and international projects. Dr. Dash has been a sponsor of many Rotary functions, from gala, area, district, and zone events and training. He has funded Edina Chamber of Commerce scholarships for Edina high schools. We are a great benefactor of Dr. Dash's generosity. Background on Dr. Dash is he's a globally recognized scientist, visionary, entrepreneur, and philanthropist. Received a PhD in nutrition and biochemistry from South Dakota State University in 1973. That's coyotes, not jackrabbits. Earned a Doctor of Science in probiotic research at Utah University in India. Served as Director of Food and Drug Administration for the state of South Dakota. That's really cool. Established UAS Laboratories in 1979, a developer and marketer of innovative probiotic products, and recognized as one of the world's top probiotic companies. Dr. Dash has been instrumental in growing the probiotic industry from a $10 million industry to a $100 billion industry. And I contribute to that because I take one every day. As an active philanthropist, I'm going to hear about that one. Dr. Dash has also been integral in the establishment of several universities, hospitals, schools, orphanages around the world. Dr. Dash Foundation was started 30 years ago. Helping others and giving to have-nots means a lot. Dr. Dash is the owner and chairman of Kalinga Hospital, the first multi-specialty hospital serving the greater Odisha area in India. He is director of the hospital. He is chairman of the Hindu Society of Minnesota, director of Indian Association of Minnesota. Dr. Dash has also funded the construction of the Hindu Temple of Minnesota, the largest Hindu temple in North America in Maple Grove that serves over 50,000 community leaders. Most recently, Dr. Dash donated $1 million to the Minnesota Historical Society, and the rotunda is known as Dr. Dash Foundation. So Dr. Dash lives in Edina with his lovely wife, Kaplina, and he is a father of Rajesh and David. And Dr. Dash's motto is, get people involved, and together we can do it. Congratulations. Yes. Pardon me?
You didn't mention her name.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
I probably mispronounced it.
Oh, sure.
But,
That's
so-
right.
The beautiful Kapana.
Okay,
Kapana.
that's good.
Kapana, yeah.
Okay.
And you wanted to say a few words?
Yes. Miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. This is the beginning. You must be seeing me little bit less than what I am supposed to be here. I am remaking a big hospital which was the biggest hospital in Eastern India. And it is serving really unprivileged people and also others too. This was the multi-specialty hospital. Other thing you must be knowing, Dr. Das, you did something in probiotics. What is next? the next generation probiotics are being researched and will be introduced pretty soon. Because of my non-compete agreement I have, I cannot introduce other probiotic products because I cannot, for at least for next 2 more years. So even though my work has not stopped, work is going on. Again, as I say, I don't think I may not hear clearly, I was the Lion of the Year of South Dakota State. And I have to say something. South Dakota State is a very, very small state. When I joined, about 14 members are there in the Capital Club. I smiled. We can do better. He said, nobody's coming. I said, they will. I tried. Not only I did the Lions Club, I did Lioness Club also. Okay? That means there is a special Lioness Club, there are separate clubs. Irony is, I see what the Lions people do, because the kids, you might have seen Up With People, I brought them. 120 Up With People cast members, they came, they didn't come, I invited them, they say, Dr. Tash, you are crazy. You cannot do that, we are a very small group, how can you do it? I said, you don't know the power of the kids. They don't need hotel rooms. They stay in the host families. And they will bring the people, and we raised about that time $10,000, a big money that time. $10,000, and each and every one who wanted to have glasses and hearing aid, we provided them. And this is something new to South Dakota State and Capital, and they made me Lion of the Year. And let us say, today it is a token of the things I received. I have received many more things. I think many more we can do together. We can do together, not alone. Not alone. I think somebody is lining up few things for me in Chicago that you will be hearing more from somebody, that somebody is next to me. Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share a few other things which were not covered by our president. Thank you.
Yeah, we also have this. Oh, that's what? Yeah, either one.
Okay. You want this one?
Let's do this one.
Okay.
This time.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Dash. Raj. While he's coming up, we do have the Black Mixer coming up on March 16th.
Is there? Wait, next slide. Okay, so I'm here on behalf of my friend and our Rotary colleague, Rob Bredding, to announce the Camp Enterprise Days for this year. November 2nd to the 4th, up in Maple Lake, the same place that we were last year. If you want to know anything more about this, while you're still here today, we have some folks that are students that were actually attendees over the last year that would be living testimony to the great success that last year's event was. For those people who have been personally involved, you have your own experience in knowing about Camp Enterprise, but it is a great growing up experience for all the kids and everybody else who's involved, including the mentors and the counselors. As you think about what this means to you, think about how you might be able to contribute to the planning and preparation and the execution of this event between November 2nd and the 4th. The different areas that you could be thinking about could be marketing and sales, development of the curriculum, the administration, the student experience, facilities being on site to help with that, and then the rewards and recognition. So we've started a little bit earlier in terms of the planning to give you enough time to think about that, and I'm sure you'll be hearing from Rob as time goes on, who's the chairperson, on opportunities that you might have to be able to contribute. But if you need to know anything more, ask the kids who are here. They've had a great experience last year. November 2nd to the 4th, Camp Enterprise.
Clearly not Heather Hansen. Heather will be here in a minute. I'm here today before the introduction of the current Rotary Exchange students to talk about my experience as a Rotary host parent. I am currently the host parent for Ivo Sobotka, and I feel as though Sam is my second son because he's been at the house quite a bit as well. It's not something I ever considered. I thought that the rhythm of my life was just not suitable to be a host parent. I'm single, I'm busy, we're all busy. But one day, I think it was in the spring, Catherine spoke to the meeting and indicated that there was a need for host parents. And I sort of let it slide. But as I was driving home, you know, I listened to that still small voice. I'm always listening. And that still small voice told me, you should do that. And there was no reason not to. So I went through this little application process and took pictures of my house and submitted my background, and it worked out. The experience that I've had has been tremendous. These two young men, I mean, I know Ivo better, but kind, thoughtful, very intelligent, very adventurous in spirit. And we've shared a lot of experiences. I hadn't been to a high school potluck awards dinner in 25 years. Truth be told, 25 more years is okay. But I've gotten to meet young people and to be around their thinking and their inquisitive natures. I've met Ivo's friends. He's met a lot of my friends. We've had experiences together. We went out to California last week, sunny California, coldest weather in like 100 years in Southern California. But it was a really enjoyable experience, and one I will never forget. I'm sure Ivo will have some interesting memories as well. I know I'm getting hustled off, but I have to say this. I think one of my most enjoyable parts of this experience has been the conversations that Ivo and I have had, and Sam, at dinner, after dinner. One night, Ivo had some homework for World War II. He says to me, "How did the United States finance all that?" So we started talking about war bonds, we started talking about national debt, talking about international affairs. It was so interesting, and I looked up and it had been almost 2 hours we've been discussing this together. It was wonderful. And I'll just say that at the end of this experience, I feel as though I have a friend, two friends, with mutual respect, affection, and admiration. So for anybody that thinks, you know, my life just isn't suitable for this right now, I would just say, listen for the still small voice, because it might be just the thing. Okay.
Those are very true words. I've hosted a few exchange students myself, and it's always a blessing. So today we have Sam and Ivo visiting Edina this year as our sponsored exchange students. They hail from the Czech Republic and Austria, and they've been attending Edina High School. As exchange students representing Rotary International, students are expected to serve as ambassadors for their home countries, to be thoughtful and gracious guests in their hosting countries, and to uphold the values of Rotary in establishing and building lasting relationships and building goodwill and better understanding globally. Evo and Sam certainly have exampled this in their participation in schooling, the community activities they are involved in, and the relationships they are in the process of building here in Edina and beyond. Today we are going to hear about their home countries and their families and what they've been up to during their stay here. It is the mission of Rotary International to provide service to others, promote integrity, and advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace throughout our fellowship of business, professional, and community leaders. Youth exchange is a large part of developing our future leaders to carry on the tradition of Rotary. Thank you and welcome, Evo and Sam.
All right, so I'm Ivo Sobotka. I came from Czech Republic, as you probably know because they said it like 5 times already. But before I start talking about me and my experience in my culture, I have a little question. Who would be able to guess where exactly Czech Republic is on this map? Okay, yeah, a few of you. So you probably know where Germany is, and Czech Republic is on the eastern side of Germany. On north from Czech Republic there is Poland, Austria, and Slovakia. Yeah. I hope the presentation will work, but yeah, so Czech Republic is a pretty small country in the middle of the Europe. There is around 10 million people. Our main capital city is Prague, as you probably know, or some of you know. I personally live in a small town called Písek. It's south from Prague, probably 1 hour. I'll talk about this more in a minute. Our Czech national flag is combined from 3 colors, white, blue, and red. Actually, I didn't know this till yesterday, that the white color symbolizes Bohemia, which is a big part of Czech Republic. Blue color symbolizes Slovakia, because 30 years ago Czech and Slovak people were together as Czechoslovakia, and then we split, but we kept the flag. And the red color symbolizes Moravia, which is another part of Czech Republic. In the background you can see a Prague Castle, which is the biggest castle complex in the whole Central Europe. When I was preparing for this presentation, I wanted to see on the internet what people think about Czech Republic and what's the interesting things about Czech Republic, because for me everything is normal. And so I searched a few websites, and the first website I opened, it showed me this. Multiple Czech dishes make new ranking of the world's worst foods. So in our defense, we are not famous for our food, but we have some really good dishes, as svíčková, which is meat with a sauce, with vegetable and cream in it, and we eat it with this kind of special kind of dumplings called knedlíky, and we actually made it with Catherine once, and it was really good. It was really good. So this is something you will definitely try if you come to Czech Republic. And so I was searching more and more, and so I opened the second website, and it showed me Czech are mad about mushrooms. And third sentence in the paragraph, the only thing Czechs love more than eating mushrooms is hunting for them, which is something I don't think many people here experience. When it's raining, after the rain, when it's wet in the forest, so you just go in the forest and you walk and pick up some mushrooms, and some of them can poison you, some of them can make you feel sick, and then there's this small group of the mushrooms that are actually good for you. And so you need to have somebody who has a really good experience in picking up mushrooms, or you need the experience to not get sick after eating them. Yeah, and I was wondering what's the most typical thing for us, and I think the third website I opened showed showed it quite perfectly. Do the Czechs have a drinking problem? And under this, I saw a graph with beer consumption per capita in Czech Republic, and Czech Republic was on the first place. By the way, Austria is right after that. But I think beer in general is a big part of our culture, and you know, when you look up some like social experience, when they were asking people what is the thing that they are proud of being Czech, so they had two answers. One was nothing, and the second one was beer. So it's a really important for us. Yeah, and so what I found out here is that some of our traditions are kind of crazy for some people here, because people, like, we don't have those traditions. And so one tradition we have for Easter, I will talk about. So I wanted to look like how people look at it, you know, on the internet, what like English websites write about it. And so I found this. And the tradition is actually not that bad how it sounds. On Easter, the boys are picking up branches from trees and making whippers, or I don't know how should I call it. And then on the Monday, on Easter, they are walking around the city, and the girls are waiting in the houses for them, and they come and they whip the girls, and the girls are supposed to give them painted eggs and some sweets as a reward, right? And this is how it looks in reality. We don't wear those clothes anymore, maybe in some small villages, but you have the idea. Not everyone is, you know, interested in those crazy traditions. So what can you see in Czech Republic if you come? So definitely castles. In Czech Republic there is over 2,000 castles around the country, even though the area is smaller than half of the Minnesota. But the castles are definitely something probably for people from America interesting, because it's not here, and it's really pretty, and always they have hills and nature and forests is around them. Talking about the nature, we don't have high mountains as they have, you know, in Austria, Italy, or those countries, but our nature is unique in some way, and I just love spending time there. Another things are really pretty European cities, which like the style of European cities. On the left, you can see Český Krumlov, which is place I would recommend going to. Except Prague is a small town in south of Czech Republic, but it's one of the prettiest towns I know. On the right, you can see Telč, which is in eastern south part of Czech Republic, and on the picture on the bottom, you can see Prague. One city I also recommend to visit is Písek, which is my hometown. And interesting things about Písek. We have the oldest bridge in the Central Europe. It's over 900 years old. And also the river is really important for our city, because when the city was settled, so they were mining gold or picking up a gold in the river, in the sand. And so the Písek, which is name of my city, is in direct translation sand. So the river is really important for our city too. Okay, this is my school I go to. It's in the center of the city, and I study like a general studies school. It's not some like special school.
Ivo, just one moment.
Yeah.
Just want to announce to the club, we are running late. We're going to give these guys all the time they want. If you have to leave at 1:30, please leave quietly. And I'm just excited to hear what you fell behind. I should have started a little earlier. Heather said she didn't sit down fast enough, so. Please stay if you can to listen to the rest of their talk, and have a great week.
Thank you. So, just a little bit about me. I'll be quick. So my biggest hobby is ultimate frisbee, which I played for years in Czech Republic. Another thing is I play saxophone, and also I do orienteering, which is special sport for people here. Not many people know about it, and it's basically running in the forest, and you have a map with the terrain and some points in the map, and your goal is to run fastest as possible around the points. And you find in the terrain, on the second picture, you can see what you will find on the point you have in the map. So it's really exciting sport, and it's so, I love it because you just spend time in the nature. This is my family. On the left you can see my grandma, my mom, my sister, my grandpa, my brother, and the second guy from the right is another exchange student who is living with my family right now from US, and on the right you can see my dad. Okay, so here in US I spent time with two families. First was Catherine Gump and Andrew and Tom, and second family was John Buta. Both experiences were just amazing, and I'm so grateful that I was able to live with you both. Just quickly, what I experienced throughout the year. So in the beginning of the year, we went to a state fair with Andrew and Catherine, which was so exciting for me because I never saw that many people like on one place. I think the day we were there was the most people throughout the whole festival. So it was amazing. I was part of the marching band, which was also something really shocking to me when I saw first time the whole field with 300 people marching and playing instruments, because we don't have anything like this, and so that was also great. Then we went to the Louvre, which was it's just a beautiful place. Probably all of you been there. We had some Rotary meetings with exchange students, a few, which is always a great experience being with them, talking with them. It's so inspiring, you know, talking with people from all around the world. And in the winter, we went to, or throughout the fall too, we went to some basketball games, hockey games, and football games with few people from here. And with Mike, we went skiing or snowboarding. It was my first time snowboarding, so it really hurt, but it was. I think we had a great time, and Sam taught me a lot. Yeah, and thank you all of you who took us to some of those games. It was great. I also was doing Nordic throughout the winter, and I was able to get to a practice of the professional ultimate frisbee team here in Minneapolis, which was a great experience for me. Yeah, and then the time I spent with John, which was throughout I think November, right, and now we went to California, as John was talking about it, which was like great to see different parts of United States than just Minnesota. And I think we had a really good time with John and his family. Yeah, and that's all from me. I just want to thank you to all of you for making this possible. I don't know if maybe if you have any questions, so after Sam's presentation.
Yeah.
Yep. Where do you click? Like this one.
I'm Samuel Gross, aka Sam, or Austrian Sam since I'm here. Here I have this picture of my city, that's Graz, where I'm from. It's my house is on the other side of the hill, but that looks kind of prettier. So, I got a few interesting facts about Austria. For example, in Austria we have the Alps, which is very beautiful in the winter to snowboard or ski. But even in the summertime you can just go hike and walk around. It's very beautiful. And our most famous food is the Wiener Schnitzel, which is basically just chicken with. It's like. Yeah. And my state is Styria, which is also known as the Green Heart of Austria. And Graz, my city, is the second biggest city of Austria, after Vienna, with 280,000 people. We got a pretty interesting story with our flag. Leopold V was once in a battle, and he wore a belt, and after the battle, all of his clothes were red because of the blood, and then he took off the belt and he wore something white, and that's sort of the legend how we got to our flag. So we got pretty much a pretty big music influence to the world, I guess. For example, Sound of Music was filmed in Salzburg, and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart came from Austria, from Salzburg as well. And under you can see that I put Ludwig van Beethoven on there. He's technically not from Austria, but he moved there in his 20s, so I think that counts. And another pretty interesting fact about music from Austria is the artist Falco. He had a song which was in the US Billboard charts, the only German song to be in the US Billboard charts for several weeks. So that's pretty cool. So about me, I have a passion for music. I started making music 3 years ago, and I love it since then. I also really love basketball, although I'm very bad, but it's just cool to bounce the ball and sometimes get a hoop. And every once in a while, I like to watch MMA or professional boxing. So about my family, on the left you can see my sister, then my mother, that's me, and my brother. We used to go to France every summer to a surf camp, which was very cool. And we plan to do it this year as well. Here are a few family pictures. The one on the upper left is right before I took the flight to the US. And it was a pretty interesting moment because I didn't realize that I'm really going for this exchange year until I was in my room and my first host family told me, okay, you can unpack now, tomorrow And on the upper right, that's my first host family, the family Tran. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture with my current host family, but I left the space empty so I can put it in as soon as I have it. So here are my highlights so far from my exchange year. I arrived here the night of August 15th. And the very next day, we went to Wisconsin to a cabin in the woods with 15 teenagers who just graduated from high school and my new host family. And it was perfect to break the ice and to get to know my host family. It was very beautiful. We went canoeing in the river, in the lake, and that was a very cool first experience. In the picture in the middle, you see me, my host sister, and her best friend. We were at the Valley Fair, which was an awesome experience. I was pretty nauseous after it, but it was definitely worth it. And in the middle, the upper picture, that was my first Gophers game. It was incredible to see college basketball. And on the right, I played poker with my friends for my birthday. I lost a little bit of money, but it was fun. And on the picture on the bottom left, we were in Chicago with my first host family, which was just incredible. It was very, very beautiful. We had a great time. So, and the lower left, we were in Des Moines, and there was a shop for vintage cars, and it was so cool, but unfortunately the store was closed, so we could only look from the outside, but it was very cool. I love old-fashioned cars. And here I was in the middle picture, in the upper middle picture. My first host mother took me to the sculpture park. Just heads up, I'm not really holding the spoon. It's just an angle. And yeah, a couple of very, very cool experiences so far, and I'm definitely looking forward for my next 4 months. Thanks for your attention.
My name is Colin Pediacci, and I'm with Steve.
Hey, let's just do some questions.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Does anybody have some questions about Austria or Czech?
There's
Yes.
a name that the Czech Republic wants the public to use now. Can you pronounce it for us?
You're doing Czechia.
Czechia?
Czechia, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that they want you to use it publicly, but you can use it, yeah. Like,
is that where Václav Havel was?
yeah, he was our president, first Czech president.
One amazing history.
He has some, yeah, he does, and yeah, we like the people in Czech just love him, or most of the people,
Question about, for both of you, now that you've had this experience outside of your country, when you finish your schooling and training, do you wish to go back home, or are you looking beyond that, perhaps somewhere else? Curious.
And have you submitted your applications to the U of M yet?
I thought about moving to a different country to study there because it's very interesting to see different cultures, and I really like meeting new people. But Ivo here is actually having a plan about it.
So I like it's not like 100%, but I'll be probably moving, like dropping my school in my town and going to Prague to another school, because like after this experience, it just like showed me that basically anything I want is possible, and that, you know, I was already thinking about it before, like 2 years ago, but I would never do it. But after this experience, it's just the next step, and you know, in comparison to this, it's just like nothing. So it just opened, I think, my mind in this way, and showed me that, you know, if I want to do something, I can just do it. Yeah, and with the UFM application. We didn't. We are working on it.
We're working.
Let me know if you need help.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Very good.
Thank you very much for this experience.
I've been missing in action, but I'm here to thank the speaker. Sam, you forgot one of the most famous Austrians, Arnold Schwarzenegger, former governor of California, bodybuilder and movie star, so I was kind of disappointed, but great speech. And you guys come from great countries, and I don't know why you guys chose Minnesota, but it is a good place. It is a good place. And just kind of a sidebar, I will be serving as a mock trial judge for the state championship today, so Edina, I'll sneak in a few points for you guys today. All right, so Rotary is a global network of 1.3 million neighbors, friends, leaders, and problem solvers who see the world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities and in ourselves, from literacy to peace, water and health. Rotarians are always working to better our world and stay committed to the end. In honor of your presentation, we will make a donation to the Northside Boxing Club, a local nonprofit offering positive connections with youth every evening in the gym, providing boxing classes, tutoring help, and a nutritious meal from a local restaurant. Thanks.
Great job. Great job. Oh, it's you. Thank you. Oh, that was great. So Opportunity Alley, we have Veep, bagpacking on the 15th, April 15th. We've got involved Minnesota. Guatemala trip is still on. We have tree planting in June. Next week, you all have a homework assignment. My good friend Karen Laughlin is going to come and speak about growing up CODA, child of deaf adult. And she's, I thought of this when, over the years, just getting to know her and hear her stories and hear her husband's stories, which are hilarious. But there is a movie called CODA, and I'd like you guys all to watch it. And it's a great movie, and you'll understand a little bit more about what she's going to talk about. So, one of my favorite meetings. Got to spend a little extra time with you guys. We got honored Dr. Dash, major donor. That was great. We got to hear Evo and Sam speak. We got to hear from Northside Boxing. So go forth with a smile on your face, love in your hearts, you people of action. Continue to do your good work in the community and the world. I was not drinking. Meeting adjourned.